Hello, welcome to your lesson today. So hopefully now you're really familiar with the three types of average, the mean, the median and the mode. And you also have an understanding of what the range is. So today's learning objective is to be able to work out averages from charts and tables. Now this crops up a lot in Common Entrance. So you're not just in Common Entrance asked to find the mean, median and mode and range of a list of numbers. They will often disguise this list of numbers in some kind of chart or table. So we're going to practice that today. So here's example 1. It says the bar chart shows the number of children in a class that have each number of pets shown. What is the range of the number of pets? Now, my recommendation to you is to firstly pay a lot of attention to what is on each axis. Okay, so this axis shows the number of pets and this axis shows the number of children. Okay, so pay attention to that. So the first question says, what is the range of the number of pets? So if we're looking at the range of the number of pets, let's have a look at that x-axis where that yellow label number of pets is. Well, we know that the range is the difference between the biggest value and the smallest value. So in this situation, the largest number of pets that anybody in that class has is 8. And the smallest number of pets that people have in that class is 1. So the range here is 8 take away 1, which is obviously just 7. What number of pets is the mode? The number of pets is the mode. So the mode is the one you see the most. So in this case, I can see that the tallest bar is this one. Okay, now lots of people might say, well, 6 is the mode there, but it's not. You've got to be really careful. The mode number of pets is 1. Okay, so the most people have just 1 pet, and that is the mode number of pets, 1. Part 3. How many children are in the class? So now we're going to look at this axis, number of children. So I've got 6 children here, 2 children here, 1 child here, because I'm reading off this axis, 1 child here who has 4 pets, 3 children here, 5 children here, 2 children here and 1 child there. And that adds up to 21 children. So just to show you where I've got that from, I've got that from looking at the numbers on the bars. Okay, so I've just read off 6 from here, because look, we're looking at number of children. 2 from here, 5 because I've read off here. And I just added all those up together. Okay, so that's like just looking at the numbers for all those bars. Okay, what is the total number of pets? Now this is a tricky one. The total number of pets. Well, if 6 children have 1 pet, that actually gives me a total of 6 pets. Okay. If 2 children have 2 pets, that is 4 pets. If 1 child has 3 pets, then that is another 3 pets. If 1 child has 4 pets, that's just 4 pets. 3 children here have 5 pets. So we've got a total of 15 pets here. 5 children have 6 pets, meaning a total of 30 pets. 2 children have 7 pets, meaning a total of 14 pets. And 1 child has 8 pets, meaning just 8 pets from there. So, what is the total number of pets? Well, I've got to add all those together, and I get that my total is 84 pets. And then to calculate the mean for this final part, what is the mean number of pets per child? Well, hey diddle diddle, the median's the middle, you add then divide for the mean. Mode is 1, you see the most, and range is the difference between. So you add then divide. Well, we've done that. Mean number of pets per child, so mean number of pets, 84 per child, and I've got 21 children. Which means the mean number of pets per child is 4. So again, we can see there's a difference in the averages here. We've got the mode number of pets being 1, but the mean being 4. Why is that? Well, looking at what we learned from yesterday, these high values skew that number upwards. Okay, we can see that actually most children have just 1 pet. So it makes sense that the mode is 1. But this mean average takes into account all these people who've got loads of pets up here. And that pushes that average, that mean average up. But nevertheless, that is the mean, and that is that question done. Okay, example number 2. Mrs. Rose counts the number of flowers on each of the 20 plants in her garden. The results are shown on the chart below. So, as I said, my recommendation is to start off by looking at what the axes say. So this says number of flowers, this says number of plants. And that is a bit confusing in itself, plants and flowers. So just make sure you're reading that correctly. And just make a note, if there's any numbers in the actual question as well, she's got 20 plants in her garden. Okay, let's have a look at the questions. What is the most likely number of flowers on a plant? So we're looking at the most likely number of flowers. So therefore I'm going to be looking at my yellow label here. Most likely number of flowers in this situation is 4 because it's the highest bar there. So 4 is the most likely number of flowers on a plant, is 4. What is the median number of flowers on a plant? So we know that we need to find the middle number for the median, okay, the middle number. Now this is quite tricky with a table, with a bar chart or for a table as well. So what I like to do is I like to actually write out all the numbers, okay, and this doesn't take too long and it's actually really worth doing because I think it avoids a lot of confusion. So if you think about it, I've got 3 plants here with 1 flower on it. I've got 2 plants with 2 flowers. I've got 5 plants with 3 flowers. If I write out these numbers, I get this list of numbers. Okay. Just going to rub out that so it doesn't overlap. So this is basically all my data written out, and it doesn't take too long, but I think it's worth doing in an exam situation. So let's just have a look how I've got these numbers. 1, 1, 1, where have I got that from? Well, I've got 3 1s here, and this is the number of flowers on a plant. That's what we're asked to find, the median number of flowers on a plant. 2 2s, because my bar says I've got 2 plants with 2 flowers. 5 3s, because my bar chart here says I've got 5 plants with 3 flowers, and so on. So what's the median? Well, we know that we've got to find the middle, okay? And I think these 2 are the middle. Let's just check. So I should have the equal number on either side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9 numbers on that side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on that side. So they are my 2 middle values. And we know that to find the median, if we've got 2 middle values, you're adding them together and dividing by 2, which you might just be able to see straight away is going to be 3.5. And that in itself is a little bit odd because of course you can't get 3.5 flowers on a plant, but there we go, that's the median. Part 3, work out the total number of flowers. Total number of flowers, well, in that case, you can just, now you've got all your numbers written out like that, you can just add them all together. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3, and so on. And you get the total number of flowers, 68. And finally, calculate the mean number of flowers on a plant. Well, we are going to draw on what we read in the question, which was that there are 20 plants. So if we've got a total of 68 flowers and we have 20 plants, I'm going to do that calculation, 68 divided by 20, and I get 3.4. Okay, and that's that example done. Final example. The table below shows each of the marks scored by 18 children in a test. Part 1. Complete the tally chart below. So, I've got to fill in where it's got these little dots here. So how many 7s? I know that this is in a table, but it's basically just a string of numbers. So how many 7s have I got? I've got 1 there and 1 there, which means I'm going to do 2 little tallies, and then I'm going to put the number 2 there. And how many 9s have I got? I've got 1 9, which is there, and therefore I'm just going to put the number 1 here. And altogether this adds up to 18, and you can cross-reference that by looking at your question, okay, which says there are 18 children. So you should be getting the same value down here. What is the range of the marks? Well, the range of the marks, remember, pay attention to your labels. Here, look, marks. Well, even though it goes up to 10, nobody got 10 out of 10. So I'm actually looking at 9 being the highest value here. And what's my lowest value? Well, nobody got 1, but one person did get only 2 out of 10. So I've got to do 9 take away 2. So my my range of marks is 7. What is the median mark? The median mark, well, again, I'm going to do my little trick of writing out the numbers because that really helps me. So it doesn't take too long. I've just basically put all these numbers in order. And you know that for the median, you're finding the middle values. So here are my middle values. 5 plus 6 is 11. 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. You can see that straight away. They are my middle values. So the median mark is 5.5. What mark is the mode? Well, the mode is the one you see the most, and I think we have the most 6s. So 6 is the mode mark. And finally, part 5, the total number of marks scored by all the children is 97, and therefore we've got to find the mean mark correct to 1 decimal place. So to get the mean, you're adding and dividing. Well, they've already done the adding for us because they've given us the total. So we're doing 97, and that's the total of all the children's marks. But how many children were there? There were 18. And the fact that it says correct to 1 decimal place indicates that we are allowed to use our calculator for this, and indeed it was on the calculator paper. And this gives me 5.38 recurring, so the 8 recurs there. And that's shown as a little dot above your 8 on your calculator. Good, look out for that really carefully. It's like a little dot above the 8. So to 1 decimal place, so when we're rounding to 1 decimal place, remember you are looking at the first decimal place, but you're saying, does that second decimal place affect the first? Yes, the 8 pushes that 3 up to a 4. So correct to 1 decimal place, that is 5.4 as the mean score there. Okay, I've got 2 questions for you to do now. You do not have a paper copy of this, so it's not in your work booklet. You can either do it off the screen here in your red squared exercise books, or you can do it on the e-copy that I have put into class notebook. So I'll just go through these 2 questions now in the video, and you can always rewind the video to see them on the screen. So there's question 1, and here's question 2.